Okay, 1773, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score there. Oh, 600 games for my opponent, so very similar to myself, but 2500 in bullet. That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Only 28 games. 77 games of blitz, so relatively new account. Okay, traditional reti here, we're just trying to collect our pawn back, but it depends what opponent does. Hopefully that's a heck of a rating, that, for bullet chess, though. Our knight up, the standard move is knight forward, and then they're the two most standard replies. Bishop up, I guess, is the most common one, and then trade, and then take back. Okay, so all standard. And we'll collect our pawn back and just make sure we can escape. So we can go g3 is standard. Black can force an endgame, but I think this is fine for white. I think it is knight up, and you can get your queen into a little bit of difficulty, but it covers this square. But I'll go g3. Say black can force an endgame if you want to. Okay, but now we're threatening to actually take and mess the black pawn structure up, and we can castle. Again, it is rapid, isn't it? So we've got time here, no need to rush any opening moves. Okay, so he's getting ready to castle. So do we want to give up our bishop to mess this structure up? Okay, he's offering a draw. I'm not going to agree a draw this early. Let's castle. It's a perfectly fine move, bishop takes, because then you get doubled up pawns. But obviously right now you've got enough material on the board for it to maybe not be too big a problem. So can I clamp this first, I'm wondering, or knight up? I think I'll play knight up. You just got to watch out for attacks on your queen and then still having some sort of escape path, because the knights can jump around quite a lot. Yeah, that's exactly what he's gone for. So I'm just going to drop back here with a double attack to the pawn. Okay, rook goes over. So I don't see why we can't advance the pawn with the tempo attacking the knight here. Any reason not to. Knight across might be a move, but I'm attacking the knight. I'm trying to develop my bishop in the process as well. I mean, if he goes back, I can always go pawn forward maybe, or I can push the d pawn on again. What do I want to do? I'd like the idea of bringing the bishop up, so rook across could be an idea as well, but we could maybe just push on. Rook across, and there might be a target a little bit later in the game. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk it and prepare possibly pawn forward or bishop up. I might have to spend a move coming back though. You can imagine if the knight comes down and the pieces get on the diagonal, or the queen comes across. There could be some quick pressure coming, so we might have to retreat. Yeah, knight's jumping around again. So I think we just drop back here. I don't think there's anything particularly else to think about there, but knight might jump yet again. So we can maybe just chuck a pawn forward with a view to a double attack. We can develop the bishop, which he's headed off. So it looks like e4 is a sensible move, preparing e5 or d5. If we could magically put the queen here, then we would have obviously a threat like bishop takes, but chess doesn't work like that. Okay, so he's played bishop back. Is there a way to trap that knight? I don't think so. So I'm just looking at the pawn push. I've also got this bishop up, could be useful, but I guess you've got the annoying knight down right now. I don't want to burn all my clock, so I'm just going to push the pawn on. So I'm already down on the clock. I don't want to burn all my time too early in the game. Now I've got a chance to take with the knight. and then advance the pawn. It gets rid of that knight that he's got. I'm going to go with the knight and then take with the pawn, I think. Hold on, I can take with the rook and I've got a double attack. Can he actually defend his knight if I take with the rook? Queen there is covered, queen there is covered. So is this just winning material? No, he's got queen here. He's got queen c6. Okay, so say queen c6, take, knight takes. So if I take, he has to play queen c6. So have I got anything better? It's still dangerous position. Say queen across. Or do I just bring the pawn over? I'm going to go with the rook. He'll have to play queen c6, and I'm probably going to play queen across. I'll stay on a light square so his knight can't attack the queen in one move. I think he just plays queen c6, but I'm a minute down on the clock now. So queen over and the bishop up somewhere or other. Right, so he's found it. I've got to still be careful here. So I can obviously attack the knight, but here, knight down I don't like. So I'm just going to go here. If I have to trade a rook, I have to trade a rook. But I'm just going to try and get the bishop and the other rook active in some way, shape or form. Not quite sure how yet. Okay, he's come forward. How to do this? I'm going to play bishop up, I think. Very simple idea, just to play rook across. But it's getting my piece developed. But I'm still a minute down on the clock. Oh, he's played the knight back. So I've still got rook over. I'm not sure what else I've got, but I'm going to play rook across and hit the queen. Everything seems to be guarded. My queen's not protected by anything. Everything else is. So he could attack the outer pawn. But here I can attack the queen. Or I can try and grab a pawn and hit the bishop, as long as we're not blundering the back rank. But I've used up a fair bit of time in the opening here. Okay, he's gone back. So now can I just push the pawn on them? What's wrong with that? If he comes here, I just take, take, take. That's got to be the right move. He's walked into a pin, so it's got to be right to try and use it. If he counters, it could be a rook for 2 pieces, which would normally be really good. So if he goes here, I think just takes. I mean, maybe we could just drop the rook back and then just take, but 2 pieces for rook would normally be very good. Okay, so he's moved the queen out the way. There's no direct threat to anything. So I think I'm okay just to take, and then maybe even take here as well. Bishop guards my rook. This rook will now be loose. But it must be right to capture, get rid of the piece. And I assume I just take again, allow takes and double my rooks up. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not blundering something obvious, because it's very easy to do. Now I want to get the rooks doubled up and maybe even triple stack. So let's just do that again without burning any more time. So I'm still 30 seconds down on the clock. And he's got a pawn for the extra bishop. Okay, he attacks my queen, so that gives me a chance to just triple stack. So why not? And now I need to give my king a bailout square just so I don't have to worry about moving the bishop if I don't want to. I guess pawn up could be a good move as well, but I like to make sure the king's got another bailout square when I've got the bishop here. So go up 1, maybe go up 2, but if I go up 2 I can't reverse it, of course. Okay, queen back. I'm just going to do that holding move initially. Now queen up is a move. One rook guards the other rook. Actually, maybe I've got rook here putting pressure on with a view to bishop up. That could be strong. Actually, that is strong, isn't it? Is bishop up a move initially, though? Is bishop up a move immediately? The queen must have a square to run to, surely. Yeah, well, you've got one there. So bishop up, queen up, rook up. He might have to defend, then we can take here, right? But doing this, my rook is then loose. That's a slight risk. But it feels like a risk worth taking. Hit the queen, put immediate pressure on with a view to rook forward. I can always bail the bishop back if he finds a move that I've not seen. Again, I'm going to have to start quickening up very soon, but I think I'm using my time okay. But once you get rook up, you get a nice double attack. The queen has got at least one square here. Okay, he's gone there. So now I can't actually go here. So yeah, it might not be the best plan then. Now, what about queen here then to put pressure on? Hold on, queen on. How do I do this? I'm looking at queen up, rook across, but I still can't move my rook forward. Yeah, so I've got to be careful. I'm just going to go here, so I've got the option to drop the bishop back and still keep pressure on the pawn. Okay, he's come forward, but I think I can just step up here. I mean, I can go here now, and I've still got this attack, and I guard this one as well. That's probably safer. Then I can still drop the bishop back. I guard this pawn. I guard my rook. It's just the back rook that's loose now. But now I'm a minute down still on the clock. And now I've got this, haven't I? Whoa, he's letting me take. What the heck? I think I take with a bishop. My queen still guards this threat, so I'm fine here. I've got a back rank check threat. So what about just rook back here? One rook guards the other. The queen guards the bishop. The queen guards the threat to my king. I'm threatening check here now, and it should be over fairly quickly, but it's possible to blunder anything, of course it is. It's like any game of chess. It's risk and reward, the quality versus speed of play. You've got to try and use your time wisely. So I can check here now and force the queen off. Now, is there anything better? Is there anything better? I don't think there is, and I need to be relatively quick. So, oh, that blunders. So at least I can trade the rook there. Check, he'll have to go back and then check again, and it wins the rook. If he goes back, I just check again, and then we collect the rook. It will be a clean rook up, so that should win the game. Nice tactics. So we just check again and then collect. So now we're a clean rook up. So now make sure we've doubled them up, and then obviously there's not much you can do. We just activate the second rook now, I think. Actually, no, I'll do this one first so we can go here. So I think we've played a pretty decent game here. Yeah, I managed my time well. I'm a minute down on the clock, but I've used my time pretty wisely. I don't want to let his king completely in here. So just collect the pawn. There's nothing wrong with him playing on, just in case I do blunder something, of course, but I just got to make sure when I promote, he's definitely got moves, but you can see the king can move to lots of squares, so a queen should be safe to get. So I think just check. As long as you give a check, it's never a stalemate. So I can check here. You just got to make sure you're giving a check or he's got some sort of legal move. So I can maybe push the pawn out of the way. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's come back. That's checkmate. I think we played a pretty decent game there. So let's see what the engine says we actually did. It was 55 moves, so they're the move times. So let's put it through the engine now. So I have blundered here. Where did I blunder? Oh, I've missed a forced checkmate. So dropping the rook back, there's a forced checkmate. So it's one of them where it's a technical blunder, but you don't mind it because you're still completely winning. It's just, it's in a different game, of course, when it's a little bit tighter, if there's a forced checkmate and you miss it, then obviously you'd be annoyed. Say you're beating a GM or an IM and you have a forced mate. You miss it, you'd be a bit annoyed when you... So bishop check was correct. Then it'll just be a back rank. Obviously the rook guards the bishop. Check. You have to block. Wow, queen takes the rook. But obviously if you don't see all this in one go, you don't see it. But there is a forced checkmate there. But obviously I'm still completely winning here, so I don't mind that. So the basic figures, 95% versus 91%. And my centre pawn lost 26, a little bit better than my average, which is about 32. So not bad, that's pretty good.